I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. This is not content creation. This is developmental Christianity being taught. I coined that word, developmental Christianity, after realizing that Israel as a nation is doing well. That's where Jesus came from. And the European nations that brought Christianity to us, they are doing very well. Why is it that Africans pray more, they sing more, proportionately they give more, they fall more, they do everything more than, they have biggest churches, richest pastors. But our nations are poor. Why? That's why I started preaching messages and doing lectures that can lead to development. That's why I said I would raise 1 million African entrepreneurs. But I've noticed that people think that this is a frivolous channel where you come and you start checking this clock behind whether it is going anti-clockwise or whether the books are well arranged. I don't care. After all, I started inside wheelbarrow, inside the back of a truck. I started in the farm, and everything I've said there have come to pass. They've remained true. I should not move my face forward or move it backward. Don't you watch football? That the ball goes forward and backward. I'm watching it in my smart TV. I have a smart TV here and I watch it too. I should look into the camera. I'm not producing a film. This is not Nollywood. These are serious issues. If you care to know, this is my wife's dress that I wore. Leave this dress that I've told you is my wife's dress and concentrate on the life issues that I'm sharing. When I go to check those who make frivolous comments, most of them have nothing to offer, empty minds. Concentrate on the issues I am talking about. Not me, not the studio, not this. No. Concentrate. I want to look at the budget of banditry. Budget of banditry. I will take my theoretical framework from Marco Cipola's principle of stupidity. Marco Cipolla defined a stupid person not necessarily as unintelligent, like as I talked about the Greek philosophy of idiocy. Not that you are not intelligent. You can be brilliant, you can go to school, but you are still an idiot and you are still a stupid person. So Marco Cipolla defined a stupid person as somebody that they are the greatest threat to a society, that they cause a lot of harm. We underestimate their numbers and we underestimate the consequences of their actions. Marco Cipolla stated that an idiot is somebody who does a thing and he doesn't benefit from the consequences of his evil actions. He just behaves anyhow. And then he defined different segments of 4 segments of society. Then he defined the segment of bandits. Bandits are those who take from society without contributing to society. They cause harm to society. They steal from society. They practice elite capture. That's when only a few rich people corner a disproportionate amount of wealth to themselves. They are bandits. And so today's lecture is on the budget of bandits. Who are these bandits? These are politicians and their collaborators, all those who approve of the budgets. And a budget is a sacred legal document when passed becomes a law on how to spend our common wealth, dispense of it, capital, recurrent, and all kinds of stuff. Now, if you don't understand what I'm saying, politics is authoritative allocation of resources. According to David Easton, in my previous video, on the Abuja Federal Medical Center, Abuja. I said that a European cow gets $2.5 daily as subsidy. So in 4 days, he has $10. The farmer gets $10 for the cows. And when I saw the cows in Europe on my journey from Wales to Manchester, it's as if I should go and embrace them and romance them. $2.5. And the budget for a Nigerian for a year, as per health, just a little while back, is $8. That is, a European cow is more valuable in their eyes than you. And then you are less valuable than a Nigerian cow that produces only 1 liter of milk a day. The European cow produces 30 liters a day. So you are, in the sight of a politician, you're a very useless entity, disposable entity. You are not valuable in their sight. And that brings me to the budget. 1,000, that's 2025 budget. Everything I'm saying, some of you are just knowing me on social media. I've been doing these things on Quest FM, Quest TV here in Ughelli for years, right from the time of Buhari. You just met me here. For those who know me, either in the church committee, I have been like this. You can ask my bishop, Bishop B.C. Edohasim of the Church of God Mission. For those who know me as a young man, you can go and ask John Ekoko. I've been like this since I had common sense. I've never followed the crowd. I've always stood out to say the truth. As a young man, I could have done some crazy things, like at the Yoruba say, but the rod of correction will drive it away. Thank God I got born again. Now, in the 2025 budget, it's all over the place. Somebody was writing May 26, 2025, that the House wants to approve a budget of 1,000 that has 1,477 street lights for 393.29 billion street lights. Billion. And I've been reading several comments. Somebody said, whether do we want to install the sun in Nigeria, or we want to turn Nigeria to a country of lights. And by the time, these people don't think we reason. They don't think. They just, I said they are idiots. They think that we are stupid. When you were telling us to get credit in mathematics before we enter university, you didn't know we use the mathematics. If you divide 1,477 street lights, use it to divide 393.29 billion, one street light, comes to 226 million naira per street light. 226 million naira per street light. I put street lights here now. I have street lights in my solar powered street lights in my compound. The average street light ranges from 42,000 naira to 84,000 naira. The highest is 363,000 naira to 774,000 naira. So each of these street lights in the budget is 340 times higher than a normal street light. Are they going to be golden street lights? But let me quickly say this. Historically, when the explorers visited Benin City had street lights from oil palm clay lamps in the streets of Benin. Our king in Benin then, the Oba, had street lights. And the person compared Benin to Amsterdam. And it will shock you to know that the biggest man-made structure in the world is the Benin moat, bigger than the Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China is bringing billions. We are throwing refuse, defecating in the Benin moat. Black man. I don't know what it do us. Black man. Now, I want to ask a simple question. Please forgive me. How much will it take to establish a solar panel manufacturing company in Nigeria? The federal government, okay, we want to manufacture solar panels. My young man here does fabricates charge controllers and inverters. How much will it take to establish, a solar panel, a solar panel or street light manufacturing company? Is it going to be more than 393.29 billion? It's just like those defending the coastal highway. There's a highway that is being constructed from Cairo to Cape Town. The cost per kilometer is far lower than that of the 700 kilometers they want to do from Lagos to Calabar. We are not idiots like you. Information is everywhere. Information is everywhere. That one is going to pass through several countries, cross the River Nile, cross several places, mountains, the Rift Valley, go down. The cost per kilometer is far less. And the sponsorship and the segmentation will be such that the pressure will not be on the economy of any nation. And they vex. But I was just wondering, I said, after I've lived my life and departed, these videos will be played in a hall where tourists, visitors will come to a big place I have built, school, farm. It's there on 47 acres. People will sit down and know that a man once lived that stood for the truth. 226 million. If you share this money, this 393 billion, you know how many health centers it will build in Nigeria? Do you know how many health centers it will build in Nigeria? Do you know what that 226 million naira? Do you know that the budget, that 226 million naira is more than the budget for some teaching hospitals, for some polytechnics? One street light. Una dey craze one street light. Are you mad? One street light, Nigerians. And then you go to one country to go and beg for loans to do one street light for 226 million. And then something is wrong with us. Bandits who pillage, who destroy. Demonic, they come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. I was watching the convoy of the president, who wants us to be frugal, who wants us to buy made in Nigerian goods. There was no made in Nigerian vehicle. No made in Nigerian vehicle. Pia. A long convoy. But when I see the British Prime Minister go to present the budget to the Queen, just a Rover and Outriders, one or two cars. These are the people whose currencies are far higher than our own, economies far better than our economies, and we are displaying grandiosity and stupidity and idiocy. 226 million for one street light. Just imagine how much this 226 million can do if we use the gas we are flaring in the Niger Delta to set up small units of thermal stations that are powered by gas. Imagine how many graduates will be employed by the money budgeted for one street light, 226 million for one street light. In a country where people are malnourished, in a country where the poverty indicators show that only 5% of Nigerians, 6 to 5% of Nigerians, or 4% have 500,000 naira in their savings account, where we are in darkness most times of the year. No good potable water. Yeah, I went to a hotel. They said the water from this tap is not suitable for drinking. Beautiful hotel. Where nurses are complaining in the Federal Medical Center that they have no hand gloves, that they are understaffed. One street light for the thing won't tear my head. How can this nation develop? It did not start with Tinubu, so don't think I have a personal beef with him. No. It started a long time ago, and I started complaining about these things. I went back to my records. In the 2017 budget, 100 million was budgeted for kitchen utensils and cutleries. 100 million. We did the job. I think that year also, 360 million, I might be wrong, 360 million was allegedly, to save my head, allegedly budgeted for cooking gas. And I asked on radio, are they eating elephant for breakfasts? Elephant, are they eating elephant for breakfast? 360 million for cooking gas. And this is despite the fact that between 2015 and 2016, 325.5 million naira was spent on the same catering and kitchen equipment. And it has been so in every budget since 1999. According to my sources. There are things there on the internet. Just go there. So the question is, you budgeted 325.5 million for 2015 and 2016. And then 2017, another 100 million. So in 3 years, you are spending 500 million for utensils and cutleries, minus food and the cooking gas I talked about. I don't know the budget for food this year, and we are hungry. 500 million. Now, the question is, cutleries, are they disposable? They are metallic. Even if they are gold-plated. Or is it that the cutleries contaminate the mouth, they get contaminated by the mouth of the people who live in Aso Rock? You understand? So how? That every year you budget 100 million, 200 million for cutleries and cooking utensils. And did they break? Is that what happens in the White House? Do you know in the White House, the president pays for his food? The president pays for his food unless it is a state dinner. That's why Barack Obama's wife had to have a garden. America, the president pays for his food in the White House. Do you know if you enter Air Force One as a journalist, you pay? Let me shock you. Go Google this. Do you know during Buhari's time, and I'm sure even Babangida expressed surprise in one of his statements, that we pay rent in Aso Rock, we pay rent to a mysterious landlord who we want to know who owns the house. We want to know who owns the house. Who do you pay rent to in Aso Rock? Go to the previous budgets. I don't know if it is in this one. We pay house rent to a mysterious landlord. Make I laugh like Don Azar. That is the snake laughter. House rent in Aso Rock. Go and Google it. Go to Naira Land. We pay house rent in Aso Rock. And it was built with our money. The simple question I want to ask, those of you who defend these people, despite their political parties and all that, those of you who defend them, the question is, would you employ these people to manage your company? Let's assume we have Nigeria PLC. Will you employ these people, number one, who might have questionable characters, people who we don't know their backgrounds, people who are budgeting this kind of stuff? Would you employ them to manage your private business or your father's business? Tell me yes or no in the comment section if you will employ them to manage your father's business PLC or your private business PLC. I manage my money very well. That's how I've reached this level. I don't spend anyhow. I don't spend anyhow. Then you spend. Thank God. Peter Obi was doing an interview recently, and he was saying how much he left behind in dollars and in naira. We are waiting to hear from Governor of Central Bank how much he will leave behind. Then one idiot came. It's not by being miserly. Not by being miserly. What are the developmental projects? Go and verify. I feel the day Obi was deprived of the opportunity of leading this country, I know we lost it. I know. I took some decisions I've hardly kept, that I will never help any Nigerian solve any problem. I did one, and after that one, it didn't go out well. I told myself, somebody called me that somebody is having issues. I told myself, unless I have a deep conviction, I will not help any Nigerian to solve problems. I am sick. Help me pay my house rent. My child is about to do exam. Bust you. Bust you. You are part of the problems of this country. You collected 20 naira and voted idiots. In my community, they were collecting sleeping mats, collecting buckets, collecting 6,000 naira to vote. Now they are there. Recently, I shared money to them, contrary to my vow. I've not kept it. But I'm always angry when Nigerians, instead of holding their politicians accountable, they come to disturb individuals. I asked one of those that came, go to your church. He said that the priest is not picking his calls. Said that the priest is not interested. But that's where you go to. You gum sticker. I'll be a member and so for life. So for life. When the need arises, your pastors, where you pay tithes, give offerings, sow seeds, clap, fall, and break chairs, are not there to help you. It is sad. But the British citizen does not run to people. The social system is there. In Romania, that people call poor, there is provision for the poor there. In America, the peak of capitalism, there are provisions for people. In Australia, provisions for old people, provisions for people who are unemployed. They are there. They took me to where poor people live in Adelaide. It's like where we pose with in Nigeria as GRA. I live in the island. Go see where poor people they stay for Adelaide. Ọ̀rẹ́dọ̀mẹ̀ gàgà o. Ọ̀rẹ́dọ̀mẹ̀ gàgà. It dey pain me well that we celebrate bandits who budget to satisfy their personal ego. They pain me. They pain me. I am Dr. Charles Apoki. I have a webinar coming up on the 20th of this month. I'll be teaching on how to create multiple streams of income. You will need it in a country like this to send your children to good schools, have good health care, live in a good house, and be comfortable. We must remove our eyes from salary and government and start building personal economies in anywhere we live. And I have properties for sale. We're opening a totally new city. People from all parts of the world are buying properties there. Send a message to +234 80 21 21 92 62 for details. Subscribe to this channel. I have another channel, Dr. Charles Apoki's Shorts. Subscribe and share with others. Bá mi ṣe, bàbá o bá mi ṣe, ayé máa bèrè pọ́lọ́run mi dà. God help me that after speaking like this, I will not go and beg a politician money to feed, to build house, to do one thing. That I will not go cap in hand from one of their residences to the other. God help me! Help me! And so shall it be. In Jesus' name, amen.